Alright, let's dive on into a deck tech, huh? Frail, Nox, Overwhelm. We've played some Targon Overwhelm on stream before, and this build has some similar ideas, only instead of Targon cards, it's got some Freljord cards in it. Freljord cards notably give us this wonderful 2-drop here in Ruthless Raider, which has Overwhelm and Tough. So this card lines up very well into the various go hard decks in the format. They tend to be playing Biofeast. Just a lot of deal ones in general. We've got Troll Chant here, which is a very premium combat trick in general. We've got some Wolf Riders, which I think is a wonderful card in an aggro deck. Wolf Rider is a card that is actually pretty fantastic in that this is a card that really wants to actually be attacking on evens as opposed to odds. So if you're attacking on evens, you can play this on turn 4, which lets you play either Alpha Claw, Alpha Wild Claw, or Darius on 5. And then at the very top end of our curve, we've got some Yetis, which can be cheaper, so not necessarily top end, but then also Battle Fury as well as Captain Pharaoh to really punch through. I think the 3 actual factual copies of Battle Fury, these seem ambitious. I'm interested to see how this list feels and if this feels like a real Runeterra card that we want to play 3 of. This definitely seems like a really good tool for being able to open attacks on, so you can like open and still basically add 8 attack to the board that turn. So let's go ahead and dive on into some games with this and see how it goes. Yes, Shadow Isles. Shadow Isles has Atrocity in it. Morning, Grexy. Draven Ezreal, so mid-range deck with an aggressive slant on the other side of the board. I think we're definitely keeping Grenadier. I think I'm mulliganing the rest of these looking for extra threats. Block. Yeah, no decisive maneuvers is an interesting decision. I could see decisive maneuvers potentially being slightly better with than like one of the Battle Furies, perhaps. Gendy, I could put exclamation point event across the middle of the stream. I could literally do this. And people would come in chat and not know that there was a command. Randy, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. I don't hate this. I've seen worse things. Alright, so I think we play Grenadier here, so that way, if they want to attack with Chump Wump, we get to trade there.
Let's do this.
I think we just take this hit, and then we drop another Spooter and attack wide next turn. The real goal here is to get them to 10 or below, so that way Darius can level up.
Who's gonna get in my way? Got an axe with your name on it.
I assume some of these are dying. So that's unfortunate. They're only going to 13 here, which again is not under that magic number 10 to level Darius up, unfortunately. Would I rather get Darius or Ballista into play? Not sure. Probably just the Ballista. Yeah, and like, remember, Darius can level mid-combat too. So like, we're pretty wide here. So like, there's a chance that we open attacks next turn with Darius as well in the last slot. And then like, these 4 attackers level him up. Opponent is playing a flock deck, so we might hear Ballista told to get flocked here.
Oh, brother. I was going to say that.
Draven and Darius are brothers in lore, yep. Okay, now Draven's gonna get flocked. I think that's probably, or Darius is gonna get flocked. Kind of surprised they're doing this now. I guess I could be worried about Troll Chant or Battle Fury or something.
Watch and learn.
I'm gonna play Draven of my own, I think, here.
Well, hey there, good looking.
If they don't have Ezreal here, we're going to be in a pretty good spot. If they do have Ezreal, there's a real chance they kill us next turn. They're going to shift through some cards here. And this plays actually not bad for us because now I have to do this. Oh, I need to toggle that off. Thanks for the reminder. It was late last night. I've been streaming Witcher 3 in the evenings, and that game needs the mature content filter. It's got mature content in it.
Hey, buddy, what you doing?
It's got some aggressive acts of violence, like mature content, like paying taxes. Yes, exactly like that. That is exactly what I meant. I played a little bit of VGC off stream, aka on Twitch. The one thing to note about VGC is that unlike most card games, there's no like deck building or color restrictions in VGC. So like, while there aren't like exactly identical teams you're gonna see everywhere in VGC, there's more staple Pokemon than staple decks. So you'll see like some repeat mons between different teams is pretty common. Beer Loving Viking. That's an app username. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Yes, yeah, the horse Pokemon, Gallister, those types of things, Metagross, exactly. Alright, so I assume we've got a Mystic Shot here to finish my Pharaon. Thermo Beam, sure. It's optimal to just open attacks here, right? Nah, it's just open Decimate, because I have 10 mana. Now, I think it's better to just have 2 Decimates. I think there probably wasn't a wrong way to eat that Recess. There are regions that don't really have healing or, you know, denies or anything like that. Yeah, and, like, the packages are flexible in Pokemon. Like, it's not even specifically that, like, Golduck plus Politoed a package, so much as, like, Rain Pokemon plus Pokemon that goes fast in the rain as a package. I'm gonna keep this. This scene looks great. What a phenomenal draw on turn 1. You love to see it.
I am one with the land. Behind ya.
Hey, Gnome. Thank you for the quarter review. I really appreciate that. Welcome back. I wouldn't be here day and day without the support of folks like you, so thanks for keeping me around.
The winter's claw strikes.
Pretty sure I just opened here. I am taking Pokemon teams for a tier 3 sub. Yeah.
Fight or die.
So if you have a tier 3 sub or a $25 donation, we're gonna be doing Pokemon again next week. I think Tuesday night.
I walk the space between worlds.
This is my 5/5. There are many like it, but this one is mine.
The winter's claw.
The Yeti is very good on turn 1, yep.
Currents pull them down.
Yep, Brothers Bond lets us kill the Shen and push a little bit of damage here. Wonder if we'll see, like, single combat? Sure, okay, so they're giving up River Shaper to protect Shen. That's fine. They're notably going to that very key under 10 health total here. So that means when we drop Darius next turn, he's going to be leveled. So I'm going to get to drop Darius on their turn, and then on my next turn, we'll be able to open attacks with Battle Fury and Brothers Bond. Do I have both? Oh, I'm going to be 1 mana short of both, right? Oh yeah, I am gonna have enough, right? Because this is 6 this turn. We'll have 3. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Huh? They didn't have mana for Riposte. They had 2 mana available. It's bad into Sharp Sight on Dragon, which is what they had. Yeah, I think we have to trade for Shen here, unfortunately.
Take everything.
Do I have to trade for Shen? Brown Eyes and Sean, thanks for the follows. Tezu, welcome to the channel. So I lose to Concerted Strike. But other than concerted strike, I could kill them. Because single combat doesn't do it, right? Because this is only going to have 5, and this is going to have 5 plus tough. No, I don't lose to riposte, right? Because we get to just trample through basically.
Leave nothing standing.
We lose to concerted strike. Lose to concerted strike or double single combat. Life gain barrier could do it. It's a shame we don't have Troll Chant. If we had Troll Chant, we would beat single combat. Or we would beat concerted strike. Their boss into single combat's gonna be GG. That's probably what this is, I imagine. You think we can win this? Did I premature Shen? I guess we're not dead. I guess we're technically not dead. I feel bad now. I'm that guy, chat. Do I concede out of obligation? I almost feel like I should concede out of obligation.
Show them what we're made of.
Yeah, another battle fury is a good observation.
My shield is yours.
Honor dictates. The balance has been maintained.
Are we? So this is gonna give everything 3, so that's 4, 11, 14. So I actually have to. Yeah, I have to Brothers Bond tier as blockers, I guess. I think that's probably the play. And then we hope to draw Battle Fury next turn.
Nothing stands in our way.
I couldn't block just one because it's 18 on the other 3. They have a lot of toughness here is the problem. So this is going down to 2. So even if I draw Battle Fury, this is 15. Nobody blink. Nobody move. Okay, we'll concede this time. We'll concede this time. I apologize, opponent. Opponent, if you show up in chat or watch this video, I didn't realize how close we were to outs there. River Shaper is so good, that deck. A big part of what propelled our opponent to victory there was the fact that their River Shaper drew them 2 pieces of interaction, right? Yeah, the fact that River Shaper specifically draws spells is just very, very good in their archetype. This hand's great. I'm gonna mulligan the Battle Fury looking for an extra threat to start, but we're attacking on evens and we have the Wolf Rider here, which is stellar. Sean, thanks for the follow. I think you might have said that one already. Whatever. Thanks again. I mean, to be fair, most of the cards River Shaper draws in those decks also enable it. Yeah, Violet Journey, with the draws that don't involve River Shaper in that archetype tend to be very, very mediocre in my experience. I think I'm just passing here. I don't think I really want to run headlong into this. Sure.
Breathe in, breathe out.
Yeah, that's probably fair, Precipic. Although I guess I could have done this to have the axe to attack into here. Did they have 2 spells to play here? We're going to be in trouble? They do not. Okay. So I get to go ahead and open here.
At any cost.
And I think without a block, we just smash in like this. And then this plunder triggers, so now I get to go double 3-drop on their turn into Battle Fury on our next turn on the open attacks. Is worth noting the opponent is a Vengeance deck. Morning, Kubas. Yeah, this deck, like many of those decks that we play here, is a viewer submission. Shout out to Precipic in chat for submitting this one.
Your attack is obvious.
And then, do you Battle Fury to keep this alive then? Is that the play? Or do I put it on this one that's going to have more toughness? Let's probably keep this alive, right? They don't have a ton of damage-based removal. They're all 4/3s, Precipic. Okay, I think I want to keep... It's the same amount of damage regardless of which one I do. It's just a question of would I rather have the extra would I rather have the stats on this one that's gonna get damage marked on it or not?
What's that noise?
What's that noise?
We'll bring peace to Ionia, whatever the cost.
Hey, good game, Setsu. Good luck in the rest of your lettering today. For the Magic people in the audience still, I've concluded that Spooky Karma is the Grixis control of Runeterra. It is the worst deck that people still decide to play for some reason. It's... For whatever reason, regardless of its record, people continue to register it and play it. People really like their, yeah, I mean, and there, you know, whatever tickles your fancy, you should play games for fun. It's a feel smart bad deck. Yeah, it's a good way to put it. Don't bully Grixis. I think Spooky Karma is probably the highest play rate, lowest win rate deck in the format. I think based on the Mobalytics data. Seal Crisis, welcome to the channel. Thanks for the follow. Good morning to everybody. It's only a bad deck because people don't play it correctly. My deck's not bad, it's just hard to play. Here's the secret sauce for people that think that. If your deck isn't bad, it's just hard to play. What that actually means, let me translate that for you. That means your deck is bad, but if you're a good player, you can win with it in spite of it being bad. That's what that actually means. My deck's not bad, it's just hard to play, is what good players say to justify their skill propping up their bad deck. And listen, there's nothing wrong with enjoying a deck that isn't amazing. I spent years traveling around the United States playing terrible decks and other card games. You should play card games that you enjoy for fun with decks that you find fun. But also, like, don't put your head in the sand and ignore reality. Ancient Yeti opener. My favorite thing is when I talk about stuff like that and I give a good example, people are like, nah, Jeff, you're just wrong, and they don't explain themselves.
I know what lurks in the shadows.
Take a 10-minute break.
Skitter out from the darkness.
Comments like that where you can have a deck like Spooky Karma with a large sample size on Mobalytics really just shows how data resistant humans are in general. Because at least in other card games where the card games are poorly managed, so the companies that make them hide the data surrounding the game, people at least have the out of when they say a deck that's probably bad, they think it's good. I don't have data to point to objectively to show that that's the case. But in Runeterra, that's not the case. A deck like Spooky Karma, we can say there's been thousands of matches played, and the win rate over thousands of matches is not good. No, I think we sit on this. I agree. I think we're doing this and banking some spell mana, and we're gonna wait till this is cheaper. Can you talk about your decision to trade there over eating the 1/1 for free? Yeah, because they were just gonna trade next turn probably.
A little adjustment for a lot of pow.
Elise makes a lot of blockers over the course of the game. Yeah, Spooky, I believe, I don't know the exact metric, but I'm pretty sure that Spooky Karma has been the only deck on the meta report that's been in the top 9 most played decks and at under a 50% win rate in the top 9 most played decks. And now I think here even, I think we just go Ballista into House Spider. And then we wait to get this down in a couple of turns still. Nah, I think Draven's sweet. I think he's just a good unit. I think the spinning axes are reasonable tricks. I think his whirling Death Champion spell is very reasonable. Draven's just a good rate aggro card.
Stay a while.
Stay a while. So, opponent is going to that magic number under 10, but notable here that their regions can gain life, so they're not guaranteed to level Darius when we play it. They could have a whale here. Even if they have a whale, we're in an okay spot. We got a lot of good follow-up. I think I just let this happen. You know, I'm actually going to go ahead and Yeti here, because if they want to sweep, I'll play Darius and level him. So they do have Ruination mana here, but if they want to ruin it, I get to play this and then put them to 6. I think this sequence is better against Vengeance, and because we have this, when this only costing 1, we get to play around Ruination as well. If they just pass here, or if they do something that doesn't involve ruinating, we'll probably just attack. Cummings, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel.
Coming right up.
Survey says. Hopefully they play some damage-based removal and die to this troll chant. Frank, welcome to the channel. Good morning. Are you dead yet? Alright, I'll bite.
For the money makers.
I'll bite. Press OK. They gotta have another piece interaction here, right? They're just trying to get me to use an axe. So this is 4, 7. I mean, like, even if they're not dead there, like, Darius plus Captain Farron are gonna close it out, right?
Damn, I'm good.
This deck's real good, Precipic. Feels above average. Yunmi, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Been dying for a list with Wolf Rider. If you like Wolf Rider as well, I'd recommend checking out the what's it called deck on my site? The Feel the Elusives. It has some Wolf Riders in it, full set of them. Hey Toll, thank you for the 2/3 of a year Prime support. I really appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for shipping your Beza bucks back this way again this month. For those of you taking notes at home, hoping to play this deck yourself, you'll note I am skillfully opening with Ancient Yeti in most of my hands. It's very important. Do you mulligan the Legion Saboteurs against the Go Hard deck, Precipic? I feel like I do, right? Do I mulligan one of them? Do I keep one for the turn one? I don't think I keep both, right? I'm gonna mulligan one. I think there was potentially merit to mulligan one in the dark anyways. I think Go Hard puts it over the top. I think I can answer that, Lampton. I think Battle Fury and Decisive Maneuver fill a similar role. So I don't know that you really can afford to play like both of them necessarily.
I've whipped up something special.
No 2-drop here feels really bad. Maybe I should have kept the other one. I don't know. We got Dubs Yeti here though.
Time for the main event.
Suppose you want in on this.
I suppose I should leave you. If I kill you, I don't fortune.
So, is it crazy to just play Wolf Rider pre-combat here? You want to play Yeti hit Keg? I kind of, so like, the Yeti's not that much more damage, and I get more tempo value out of these later by waiting on them. And like, I'm unlikely to do this. I think I just Wolf because of the tempo that these are going to generate later by being cheaper. This card is a really interesting dynamic where like the longer you wait on it, the more tempo it generates in the late game. This is a free keg cook because if they blow the keg up before damage here, this overwhelms anyways.
Clear off.
Yes. Yeah, the cheaper this card is, the harder it is to play around. Is definitely true as well. I think this deck, or if you're just looking to play good decks and you're not playing Draven Ezreal, I think both this deck and
Hey, buddy, what you doing?
I kind of like blocking here and Troll Chanting. Is that too aggressive? Actually, I could block here and Troll Chant. You want me to block both and Troll Chant? I could definitely do that. Yeah, I think that's the play, and I keep Draven healthier. Would I rather Draven be healthier or this? Yeah, I think I want the Draven to be healthier.
You hoping they'll die of boredom?
Stop heckling me, Draven. Morning, Manic. And again, I think I'm going to keep waiting on these Yetis. How our next turn plays out is going to be largely dictated by if they open with Ruination mana up. Yeah, exactly. So if they bank this mana here, I probably just have to open attacks. But they're not banking that mana, so I get to play. I get to play this bad Mamma Jamma. So remember, Ruination costs 9. Being aware of that when I'm playing around it is important when possible. Huh. So, with the Brothers Bond, I think we double Yeti. Because I can Brothers Bond plus double Yeti here.
Like a fish in water.
Yeah, we're like putting 14 power into play this turn, basically, right? For 7 mana. Got it. And I think I start with a proactive axe here to force them to block. Because I don't want them to say okay and go to 1 here. So this forces them to block. Because remember, if I put everything up and they just click okay, they can pass the round.
You can't do this.
You can't do this. We're 1 point short. Do I do this still? I think I just do this still, right? Just put them as low as possible. That's 2 mana decimate. Yeah, that's a really good way to think about it. It's two mana decimate plus, basically.
Lady Luck is smiling.
I think I have to block here. We are playing 3 actual factual copies of Battle Fury. That is an interesting one. Darius is lethal through more blockers post ruination there. So like if I played Alpha Claw and then they ruinate, I don't get to attack that turn, but then I can Darius Draven on their next turn and have a better chance to be lethal. When the eye says your opponent is dead, click OK. Solid advice. If they don't have ruination, either of those 2 idiots should be lethal. Especially with the axes in hand. Morning, extra snacks. We did. We beat Pack Double Doom. We beat Pack Double Doom Beast. Is accurate. I'm gonna mulligan Alpha Wild Claw. I think we keep the Troll Chant in these. They're playing Scout, so having this as a combat trick seems good.
Explosives primed.
Yeah, you just get to like block against fearsomes, right? I imagine.
You'll never see it coming.
Trades plus taking damage. Heal Arena. Alright, so they have no barrier dork this turn. Coming in hot. Oh, you know what? Was I supposed to spider into Brothers Bond here? Alright, now I'm just doing this before we attack. I think I was supposed to spider into Bond there. That's super punishing. Yeah, I played this game very wrong.
No prey, no pay.
We'll see if we can recover my fumble. Yeah, I definitely could have sequenced better this game, but also just getting kind of picked apart. Not being able to use my mana this turn is huge. Maybe Captain Pharaon can end up stealing for us. If I attack with this, Misfortune just eats it, so that doesn't seem very useful.
This is my opponent.
This doesn't feel good to use Troll Chant there, but I feel like I'm obligated to use my mana this turn. Yeah, we're playing Draven Ghosty. You can also see the deck on my Mobilytics page. By typing exclamation point deck.
Symbol worth fighting for.
Alright, Vanguard Bannerman means no Quinn. Alright.
Alright, let's mess some folks up. My axe is ready. Here we go.
If we draw Battle Fury, we can win this game.
Show them our metal.
Set sail.
so fast.
Yes, this is probably riposte. That card's gonna do something to us at some point anyways, though. Might as well get it out of him now. Okay.
Fuse his legs! Blow them to pieces!
A non-zero number riposte is not uncommon.
New recruit reporting in.
Please be dead. Please be dead.
Quit your yapping.
I won't back down.
I know what I'm doing.
How you doing?
What URL did you type, Hank? That you were getting a not found message for? Where did you find that link from? Did you have it bookmarked? Or was that linked from somewhere else? You get it bookmarked? Okay, yeah, got it. Yeah, I am not skilled enough at web development to know how to make my WordPress forward.
That's Captain.
There's probably a way I can make my WordPress site forward that to the new URL, but I don't know how. Are you? She has overwhelmed, press a pick. I think I'm supposed to just do this and go to 3. I could use this defensively and play around. I mean, I'm dead to pursuit either way, right?
Not so fast.
I could do this defensively to trade here. If I do this here, I gain 4 and go to 5, and then I don't die to just relentless pursuit.
Step away, coward.
Yeah, close game considering how much I fumbled there. My hand was awkward and I didn't play very well with the cards that I had. Morning, Grappler. Yeah, if I open on the spiders into Brothers Bond, we probably killed him there. Yeah, that was close. Some of the clunkiness of having Captain Farron's in the aggro matchup, but Farron's definitely like good enough against the various control decks in the format that you want to play it. Needed to fade one of those two riposte that game. Okay. By the way, for anybody that's new to the channel, Riot, as a league partner, has given me 20 of these lovely Infernal Drake pets to give away for the month. And I'm going to be giving them to people that drop comments on my YouTube videos, my Runeterra YouTube videos for the next 2 weeks. So if you'd like a chance to win one of the 20 of these I have to give away, just drop a comment on any or all of my Runeterra VODs on YouTube for the next couple weeks. And I'll pick some winners in the middle of the month. Cord Demi, thank you for the very generous tier 2 resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for the 28 months. Good morning. This was a great pickup, so I get to go 2+1 on 3 here. They notably, with that Mystic Shot, they don't have enough mana to Ezreal and Mystic Shot us this turn, which is great.
Explosives primed.
This is better against spot removal, right? Nah, this matchup seems fine. This is we were talking about Captain Baron being awkward last game. This is a matchup where Captain Baron really takes him to Pound Town. Alright, with that draw, I don't think we open here. Yeah, this is a matchup where our top end is very good.
Fight or die.
My health dropped from $25 to $10, so I lowered the price of deck submissions to $10. I had originally, under Magic, I had charged for $10 deck submissions previously, but Magic formats got so abysmal that most viewer submissions weren't competitive and it was awful, so I raised the price to discourage people from sending me Magic decks, and then I never dropped it back down when I moved to doing Runeterra stuff. And Runeterra tends to be brew-friendly enough for, like, at least not miserable that, I don't mind taking in more submissions again.
The world's a big place. Let's see all of it.
Did you at least get a lower mana cost, or they just nerf your health? Asking the real questions. Yeah, I think we troll chant to save something here, and then we get to bank spell mana into the next turn to go Darius plus Brothers Bond. Oh, you want to stop the Mystic Shot? See, I want to use their mana. I don't think I care about the point on here, right?
Sure.
That can be up for debate. The point on here could be relevant, but getting their 2 mana seems valuable.
Handle this myself.
Why would you do that, though, Kuba? So you're disagreeing with me. Please explain why. Why is your play the optimal play? Also, I think there's a chance that I should have just let this die, because now, if I would have let this die, Darius would have leveled when I played him. Because they could put this in front of here, and then Darius doesn't level. Which I think they're figuring out.
No sweat.
Excuse you.
How's that work with subscription tiers? The new deck prices works the same. The higher subscription tiers, tier 3 subs get to add decks to the queue with 30 points. So basically, tier 3 subs don't wait for their decks to get played. Yeah, I think saving this was wrong because of how. Oh yeah, now this level's here too. Yeah, I think I should have let this die last turn, so that way Darius would have leveled, but when I played him. We're not dead this game, but I think that's worth the consideration.
I don't miss. Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, tier 3s have always worked the same regardless of what the base submission brace is. So, for people that aren't familiar with my deck queue system, when you donate to add a deck, it gets added with the number of points equal to the amount of dollars you donate for it, and then it collects a point for each day it sits in the queue. So, adding a deck costs $10 to the queue, and then a $10 submission probably takes about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, depending on how many submissions are coming in at any given point. There's some variance in how long it takes to get played depending on what the volume of submissions looks like. At set releases, for example, it takes a little bit longer usually because there's more submissions at that time. Battle Fury? Troll Chant's not bad. We're definitely playing this pre-combat. Notorious GHP and Nath, thanks for the follows. Welcome to the channel. I can't wait for April. It's been a long March.
Anything else?
You would be both Sniper. Thanks for the 15 months. Welcome back.
Who's gonna get in my way?
This is a game, like, if this had been Captain Pharaon, we probably win this game, but without a Pharaon or a Battle Fury, we're definitely up against a little bit of a wall here. Need to hope to get a little bit fortunate with their mix of cards left. I feel like Shared Spoils doesn't really solve any problems this deck has. Shared Spoils is a card that individually is very weak on its own. So I don't know why I would want to play that card. Yeah. Yeah, Shared Spoils is a do-nothing card if you aren't already pushing damage. And if you are pushing damage, it's spending mana to not add power to the table. And I just want to add as much power to the table as I can with my mana. Wow, that's super unfortunate that it's Scorched Earth and not,
Firing.
That was cute. They notably killed their own thing to stay out of Decimate range here. It's really cheeky on their part. Yes. Yeah, we are 100% Troll Chanting Ezreal. When you click and drag on desktop, it scoops them up in the order just like on mobile. Yeah, we have a number of really good live draws here.
Sure.
So we're at 7 currently. If we draw Pharaon, we even have mana to decimate the same turn we play him, so we're gonna have 13. Yeah, and I feel like, games like this are why it's important to really think about what's happening in the games that you're playing, because, this game's been incredibly close, and we've not drawn any of our 6 cards that are absurd in this matchup. We're 13 cards into our deck without any of our 6 bombs, and the game's still close. And we're dead. This is the gold. And that's why the context of what happens in your games is so much more important than looking at just your raw record when thinking about is a deck performing well, the what's happening and the why it's happening is so much more important than just being like, oh, I went 8-2, or oh, I went 3-3, or oh, I went 5-1, or whatever. Whenever I ask someone how a deck is, and they just tell me what their record was with the deck, I always immediately know they don't understand how to evaluate games that they're playing. It's a lot of 2s. Is it crazy to mulligan the House Spiders here? Against Go Hard? Yeah, I think these overall Magro decks are super reasonable. Both this and the Target Splash are super decent. Meh. Shoot him with fire! It does not, J-Ray. So the following turn, it would stop Scorched Earth because it would be back to a 7-6, but the turn you Troll Chant it, it's technically a 7-8 with 2 damage marked on it.
This land is ours.
I mean, the opponent literally 2-for-1'd us with the Static Shock on like turn 3 or 4 that game. So the opponent cleared us with Static Shock and had an early leveled Ezreal. So like if those two things don't qualify a good draw out of our opponent while we missed 6 best cards in 13 draws, what are the odds of missing 6 of our best cards in 13 cards? 46, sample size 13, looking for at least one. We're 92%. Sorry, 5, still close to 90%, 88%. So 9 out of 10 games, we see a Pharaon or a Battle Fury in our top 13 cards.
Be nothing left when I'm done.
Coming in hot!
You tried being luckier. It's a strong line, Tower Knight. I am definitely considering it.
I have my orders.
Where are you, spirit?
I think I just let this happen and use Troll Chant inside of combat with these two.
In my way.
Best run while you can.
We playing bilge rules, son?
God himself, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Feels like we're in a tough spot here. We're on turn 5 here, and opponent's still on 20 life. They've already played 1 Pack Your Bags. Yeah, opponent's draws lined up very well into what we've had going on here. I think they were in a lease off of a nut draw. If they would have had a lease on 2 instead of Fortune Croaker. Hello, oldest son. I don't know what he's doing that he thinks is so funny, but something is hilarious.
Is ready. Got something for him?
I think we're just supposed to attack.
You poor thing.
the rock, paper, scissors in control versus aggro versus combo. So, as opposed to archetypes strictly being better or worse versus each other. Oh, if I would have bonded... Oh, it would have ended up the same, though, right? Because they would have... They would have killed that anyways, and they would have done that inside of combat, so they wouldn't have leveled Darius. Was that a good draw, chat?
I pull the strings.
As opposed to archetypes being strictly... As opposed to archetypes being strictly aggro beats control, combo beats aggro, whatever, like you see in, like, Magic, traditionally speaking, in Runeterra, we definitely have a shot here. In Runeterra, how you build the decks tends to have more weight than just what your archetype is. So, like, you can build an aggro deck to hedge certain matchups, control decks to hedge certain matchup, combo decks to hedge certain matchups. You have a lot of control over how your deck is constructed and how your matchups play out because of that.
It will all be over soon.
It's E and eternally here. I hope you're gonna be eternally here. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for dropping in today. And they're starting, and again, like, that is just like, I'm glad we got to see a really good Captain Farron game like that, because Farron was super clunky in the Scouts matchup that was really close, but, like, it's just so good in these games where they're trying to control our board. Yeah, their siege has been broken. Yep, the tough part, Big V, is that, like, the theory, what's the best way to talk about the theory stuff like that? I feel like generic theory stuff always, the problem with trying to make generic theory videos is that they have a really short shelf life, because in order to teach theory appropriately, you have to give examples for most people, and then once you give examples, once the examples are a week old or a month old or whatever, people will ignore your video because they're not able to appropriately forward apply the example to, like, whatever the format has changed to.
I have my orders. Everything's in place.
Yeah, I think that's also true. I think there's a lot of theory things that have applied historically speaking that aren't nearly as relevant in Runeterra.
I'll burn for what I've done.
I think I just passed here. So Bomb, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel.
The stink of blood and
Also, for the life of me, I don't know what it is with YouTube, if the YouTube algorithm just does not like me, or if I'm doing something fundamentally wrong with it, but I can just not get my YouTube content to pick up for whatever it's worth. Even when I was doing Magic stuff, the amount of views my Magic stuff got compared to a lot of other people there, I don't know what I'm doing wrong in terms of that type of content to get it to grow, but it just doesn't for my channel. Think I'm blocking like this and just troll chanting. I mean, I kind of started doing that, Beckerax. So, like, I started posting, I've been posting highlight videos for close to a month. Is it close to a month? I'll have to go back and look and see when exactly my first one was, but my YouTube metrics basically haven't changed at all since I started posting highlight videos. It's exactly the same as posting full streams, and in fact, a lot of my highlight videos get a similar number of views to just my full streams being posted. Am I attacking this into these? I think so.
God axes need victims.
You'll see. I'm gonna keep doing the highlights for a while. There's a chance to, like, a month really isn't that long of a time in terms of content too. Like, I think there's almost certainly a reason, part of the reason why my long form content's probably still doing better is because the people that I've curated on my channel expect that. Like, that's the content most of the people currently subbed are there for. Also, my YouTube channel in general is definitely still in a transition period. A majority of the people on my YouTube channel, just like I'm sure a majority of the people on my Twitch channel, originally subbed for Magic stuff. So it's going to take a little while for that to move over. Are they very dead next turn? I think I'm just, like, trying not to die in combat here, right? Can we just do this and go to 9?
Love ya.
And again, Silence, like, that's a thing that literally just, like, it takes me more time and effort, and it's not going to increase any of my metrics. So, like, it's, like, impossible for me to justify doing extra work in that area. Especially, like, as I added thumbnails and the highlights recently, and, like, those haven't moved the needle at all.
Leave nothing standing.
Don't you dare run.
For reference, Silence, if you want to be able to watch things exactly in the order that they're posted, you can just go watch the Twitch VOD start to finish. Like, those are available too. We're one point short here. Thankfully, their misfortune is only on 2 out of 4 here.
When we're done, I'm taking your head.
He's 4 out of 5, so he's about to level. This level up's probably gonna kill us.
The bones are splintered.
I'm aware, Juvu. Like I said, I don't know what it is about the YouTube algorithm, but whatever it is, it does not like my content, and there's nothing I can do to change it.
Bilgewater is mine and mine alone.
Damn it.
That's largely why I focus on most of my effort on Twitch. But like adding thumbnails, encouraging people to comment and stuff like that, it doesn't really move the metric at all. All the typical things that people have recommended you do to grow YouTube stuff, none of it actually works. It's gotta be lucky and have the algorithm like you. The AI controls the future, chat. But I mean, like, even that doesn't really work, though, Silence, because, like, you have to, like, have a base or something for stuff like that to snowball. Yeah, that's part of the reason why. So, like, so far, after 3 days, none of the metrics have changed with a ton more comments, so And again, that's me trying to see, does that move the needle with anything? Tags don't matter, J-Ray. I tagged things for a long time and it didn't do anything.
I have my
Chill dude, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Yeah, I mean, all exposure is a good thing, Grinder Mouse. I'm not complaining, I'm mostly just commenting on the fact people are asking why I don't do more dedicated YouTube content, and the answer is my YouTube channel has proven impossible to grow over the 5 or 6 years that I've done content here. Like, as a good metric in just 2019, my Twitch channel gained more followers than my YouTube channel currently has subscribers. And my YouTube channel's existed for almost a decade.
This land is ours.
Yeah, Prince Big. It's basically, how it works is, like, you hit, the algorithm decides it likes your video, it recommends it, and then it recommends the rest of them, because, like, once your first video gets clicks, it starts recommending your other ones more, and it snowballs it. And over the time that I've been throwing stuff on there, I've never hit any of those snowball type moments there.
I will unite the Freljord.
You die here, Queen Ash. The Winter's Claw.
No backing down.
We have a troll chant here. How is that thought applicable, Jivu? So, like, what is your just a thought there? How is it actionable or reasonable or helpful?
Sharpen the blades, secure the kill.
Not at all, Marth. In fact, that's what we were talking about. My highlight videos on YouTube tend to do worse than my actual just full stream segments do. Now, my understanding is that if your game that you're playing is tagged in the appropriate game category and your title is descriptive, the tags are redundant and not relevant. I mean, I don't plan to stop doing the highlight videos because I've got a system down for doing the highlight videos that producing them is not really much work. So, like, it's adding something extra that some people seem to like for not a ton of extra work on my part, which is fine. My last subscriber survey, the highlight segments were very popular with the people that sub here on Twitch, so that's ultimately what matters.
These are our lands.
So the algorithm favors right-wing content because at its core, the YouTube algorithm just favors raw engagement, and right-wing content tends to be very angry, make people upset, want to watch more, and get more upset.
Carved from the savage cold.
That's so upsetting. Nah, that's just like basic late stage capitalism.
They will bleed for Noxus.
Hey, thanks for the sub gift, Weens. I appreciate it.
Avarosans, stand together. You're mine. Watch, learn.
What are the odds the Ashe deck doesn't have... Good morning, dude. Thanks for the sub gifties. Good afternoon, almost afternoon, not quite. Yeah, this matchup seems real bad for us. Why not block with the spider? Because if they don't block the spider, I might kill them with Battle Fury. Or if they do block the spider, I might be able to Battle Fury. Might be able to Battle Fury and kill their thing. I'm gonna pass here because I'm expecting them to Harsh Winds or something. So this isn't all bad. So this happens, and now I get to Battle Fury here, and then I get to Spinning Axe. Oh, I don't get to kill the Ashe. I get to kill the Sejani though. This is probably still fine. You want me to kill the Assessor? Yeah, maybe that's right. Oh, we're dead to open attacks, is the problem. Oh, we're not dead to open attacks, right?
Scurry, weakling.
I'm not dead yet. You came from the Bricky video? Sweet, so bum. Definitely think doing collabs like that is definitely helpful.
Smell that, Varg? Fear. Victory requires a sharp blade. Line up.
Well, they don't have Ashe currently in play. Now, unfortunately, Darius has 3 toughness here, so he currently gets brittle steeled.
None shall oppose me.
Okay, you know, sometimes lucky, I guess. Their hand must have just been like a bunch of units, huh? That's very silly. Yeah, it must have just been a bunch of dorks, right? I feel like after playing that set, can we not play the 3rd Captain Fair on Precipic? Is this a card we just can't? Is it too many 8s? It's a lot of 8s, I guess, but like this one costs spell mana. I feel like that's gonna be, we've been playing for about 90 minutes. That's gonna be the end of it. I feel like I would like to cut an Alpha Wild Claw and play a third Captain Pharaon. I think would be the one thing I would want to change. Now, I was kind of into the Battle Furies too. They were really good at punking people. Did Wolf Rider do anything? Rider was fine. Like, it was also just like fine as like a 4/3 with Overwhelm in a couple of situations. I think that's what I would do. Like, 6 is pretty expensive as well. And the thing that's important to look at with things like Battle Fury is your curve can be kind of misleading with your Battle Furies, because Battle Fury can be a 5-drop under certain curve considerations. And yeah, like both of these are pieces of top end, and like this is like a fine extra Darius on certain boards, or like 5th copy of Darius, but like the games that this card wins, it wins so incredibly hard. And I think notably, this is probably the best card in our deck against Draven Ezreal. And that matchup is close, or maybe a little bit hard, but I think the game that we played, the second game we played against Draven Ezreal, we didn't see either of these cards in the top chunk of our deck, and I think if we would have seen either of them, we probably would have been okay. In terms of priority and casting, could you let a Battle Fury resolve so you can silence a unit after? Is it different than Magic in that way? So, the important thing to understand about the priority system in Runeterra is that burst spells you can't respond to. So, Battle Fury just happens, and then Hush just happens. Whereas, are we playing any fast spells in this deck? We're not. So, all of the spells in this deck are burst. Most combat tricks are burst. I think Decisive Maneuver fills a very similar role to Battle Fury, and I would rather have Battle Fury because Battle Fury is much better than Decisive Maneuver when your board is narrow. So Decisive Maneuver is probably a little bit more powerful overall, but it requires a more specific situation to be in. Whereas Battle Fury, you can literally strap it to any of your Overwhelmed dorks and just kill them, which is very, very good. Fiery Death, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Right, for folks that are new, I usually try to play 2 to 3 different Runeterra decks every single day when we play, so we're going to wrap on that one. I play each deck for about 90 minutes or so. We're going to shift gears to some Go Hard Ezreal here for the second part.